All right, let's get right into it. As we're all looking ahead to 2026, we've got goals, right? But what if the real key to hitting them isn't about hustle and grind, but about changing what you even notice in the first place? That's what we're going to break down here. How to intentionally set your attention, your own personal success filter, to build the year you actually want. This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's that feeling, and it doesn't matter if you're 23, 43, or 73, that feeling that the world is just changing faster than you can keep up. You know? New tech, shifting markets. It really does feel like someone is always moving the cheese. And when that happens, you really have a choice to make. You can either panic about what's changing, what you might be losing, or you can get curious. You can start asking, okay, what's possible now? This isn't about pretending change isn't happening. It's about choosing how you respond. And that choice is everything. Which brings us to this really simple, but honestly pretty profound idea that's going to guide us through this whole thing. The world you live in isn't just what's out there, it's what your brain lets you see. Your focus literally builds your reality. Let me tell you a quick story that makes this crystal clear. So the story is about this master furniture maker, a guy named Bruce. We're talking a guy who builds these incredible $30,000 tables. And over his 40 years in the business, he started to notice this fascinating pattern with his employees, a pattern that kind of revealed a secret about success and attention. So here's what Bruce figured out, and this is pretty wild. His absolute best furniture makers, they were also the best at sweeping the floor. The mediocre guys, they hated it. They thought it was beneath them. So what was the difference? The masters had trained their attention to see every single task, even sweeping the floor, as a chance to pursue excellence. Same workshop, same broom, totally different reality. And this just perfectly sums up the craftsman's big insight. See, he didn't say it fills his workday. He said it fills his existence. By programming his own attention filter, he changed his entire life. He chose what to look for, and that choice defined the quality of his world. And it turns out there's some really cool science that explains exactly why this works. Yeah, this isn't just some nice-sounding philosophy. It's actually how our brains are wired to work. We all have this hidden filter that's running 24/7, making decisions for us, mostly without us even knowing it. Let's dig into the science here. Every second, your brain gets hit with about 11 million bits of information from your senses. 11 million. I mean, just think about everything going on around you right now. The lights, the sounds, the feeling of the chair you're in. It's an absolute flood of data. So out of those 11 million bits, how many do you think actually reach your conscious mind? Just 40. No, not 40,000, not even 4,000. Just 40. Your brain has no choice but to throw almost all of it out. It has to filter, or you wouldn't be able to function. I mean, just look at this. That tiny, tiny sliver is what you get to be aware of. Your brain is filtering out 99.9996% of reality every single second. So the most important question in the world becomes, how is it deciding what to let through that little door? Well, for a lot of us, especially in the business world, our filters get programmed by default. We're kind of trained from day one to scan for what's broken, what could go wrong, who's catching up to us. And because of that, our reality becomes filled with problems and threats, not because that's all there is, but because that's what we've told our filter to look for. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, the great news is that you can consciously reprogram this thing. It's a two-part solution. First, you have to get super clear on what you want to notice, and second, you have to actively train your brain to go find it. Part 1 starts with a really cool Japanese concept called Ikigai. It basically means your reason for being. Now, this isn't a one-and-done thing you figure out. Think of it more like a compass. It gives you a direction, and you have to keep recalibrating it as you change and the world changes too. And to point that compass in the right direction, you ask yourself these 4 questions. Simple, right? But what you loved doing 5 years ago might not be what lights you up today. And what the world needed from you back then might be totally different now. Doing an annual check-in on these gives you the clarity you need to program that filter. So once you have that clarity, you're ready for part 2. Actively programming the gatekeeper. Deep in your brainstem, there's this bundle of neurons called the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. You can just think of it as your brain's success filter. It's the bouncer at the nightclub of your mind that decides which of those 11 million bits of info get on the list. And programming it is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, you have to get super specific. I want to grow my business is useless. It's too vague. But I want to notice opportunities to help mid-sized manufacturers streamline their supply chains. Now that gives your brain a clear target. Step 2, every day for 5 minutes, you play a vivid mental movie of what that success looks and feels like. This primes your brain to spot matching patterns in the real world. And step 3, this one is crucial. When your filter shows you something, you have to act on it. That action creates a feedback loop that tells your brain, yes, that was it. Go find me more of that. Okay, I know this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually make it happen? Let's make it super practical. Here's a simple 30-day plan you can start today to get yourself set up for an amazing 2026. Here we go. Week 1, block out a couple of hours and do an honest Ikigai review. For real. Then, for the next 3 weeks, you just commit 5 minutes every single morning to programming your filter. That's it. 5 minutes. And from that point on, your job is just to notice what your brain starts showing you and take small actions. It's not a massive life overhaul. It's a small, consistent practice that literally changes what you see. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. It's the raw material you build your life with. What you choose to consistently notice is what you will experience. And what you experience, that is what you will create. So that really leaves us with one final thought. The opportunities for an incredible year and the threats of a difficult one, they both already exist right now in the exact same world. Your filter is the only thing that determines which one you see. So the question isn't what's going to happen in 2026. The real question is, what will you choose to notice?